that, Miss Kitty? Cut it out. Why can't you behave yourself like Ronnie here? Who is that in the corner? Oh, Pinguini. All of y'all done came in here. Oh, Lord. Here comes Mowgli. I can't go nowhere and get away from y'all. Y'all just follow me everywhere. I was hiding out in here. She did knock my camera. I was in here. Oh, here come Tiger. I was in here hiding out from the kitties so I could film this video in peace. They done found me. Pinguini, Miss Kitty, Tiger, Mowgli, Ronnie. We're Smoking Joe. Where the rest of you? We're Lynx. I just can't get away from them, y'all. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Homestead Heart. And today, y'all, this beautiful video really is, really, I'm going to say this video is dedicated to my beautiful friend in DC. My beautiful, beautiful friend in DC. Yesterday, you all, we were having some intense moments of fellowship. She and I were discussing matters that we were very, very, very concerned about, right? And I'm going to tell you, she brought up, sorry, Miss Kitty. She brought up some beautiful points, and it just kept me thinking, had me pondering. And of course, I shared some things with Mr. H about how I felt about it, you know. And even Mr. H was like, yeah, man, there was some very good points that she made, you know. But anyway, this video, I'm not going to get into our discussion, but I'm going to tell you this video is as a result of that discussion. And come on, Miss Kitty, I don't want to step on you, baby. You want to, here, get up here. There you go. Y'all doing the most right now. Y'all everywhere. So this video is as a result of our conversation on yesterday. And I want to say, thank you, girl. Thank you. That's why we friends. That's why we friends. Because we are always making each other think. Always encouraging and motivating one another, you know, and we have such a beautiful friendship, one like I've never had before. Actually, we have such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friendship. You know, we the kind of friends that, you know, we have great respect for each other, we love each other, but we tell each other just like it is. T-I-is. We tell it just like it is, right? And we be straight up about it, okay? So that's a beautiful friendship right there. And we listen to one another. And I can truly, truly appreciate my friendship with my friend, my sister, right? But this video spawned from those thoughts, right? From yesterday. So not only is this video dedicated to her, this is a big shout out to all of our subscribers in the Cannon Squad. She and I both do our best to encourage people to can, preserve foods, put foods away. She and I both do our best to do that. And we're not heard a lot of times, you know. But in this particular case, my goodness, in this particular case, I'm like, man, our subscribers really come through. I started going back to those are acorns hitting the top. I started going back to the pandemic. When the pandemic began in 2020, and how quick everything was flying off the shelves. How quick canning jars were disappearing, and how quickly canning lids were disappearing. Everybody, people who had never considered canning before, were now wanting to learn because they saw They saw the urgency of the matter. They saw that there was no food hardly in the markets. Things were flying off the shelves. But in the midst of it, she and I both were still, well, she was still canning, but I was still like doing canning videos to try to motivate and encourage people to, you can do it, right? You can do it. And now is the time to do it, right? There's no better time than right now to start canning your own food, right? I don't care where you get it from, whether you grow it, whether you buy it, it doesn't matter where you get it from. Get it and put it up, right? That was the whole thing going on, right? But it really made me think last night how we came together. We don't even know each other, right? But we know each other, but we don't know each other. But look at how we came through for each other. We all learned lessons from each other. Y'all learned some things from me. I learned some valuable lessons from you all. One in particular, when I ran out of lids. I was running out of lids and wouldn't have been able to can nothing else. But I didn't ask anybody to do this. But y'all start coming through, right? Y'all start saying, I found a couple of boxes of lids, Mrs. H. I'm going to send them to you. And one of our viewers sent us a brown paper bag full of lids and bands. I'm like, wow. I started looking for more lids, and then the pure lids came on the shelf and all of that. It was amazing how we started coming together. Remember how we was coming together to look out for one another? I couldn't find lids. Y'all was like, I got you. Y'all couldn't find canners. Remember? Y'all couldn't find canners. And Mr. H and I were like, don't worry, we got you. And we went on a hunt, and we were going all over the place. That's when gas prices were better. But we were going all over the place. I mean, we were at least a couple hours from home looking for canners for our viewers who couldn't find any. And when we found them, we was telling you, look, we got them. Send the money. We got them. Send me your money right now. And I will buy it for you. And then I will ship it to you. And that's what we did. And we shipped out so many canners, y'all. We shipped out canners all over the place. All over this country, we were shipping out canners. So that folks who wanted to can could. Yeah. That's how we was looking out for one another. We were encouraging people to grow food, and so we started doing the seed giveaway, right? When we did some giveaways, and we sent out some seeds, and some of them were not giveaways. Some of them were just to some of our viewers that we just said, okay, they want to grow their grocery, and I'm like, hey, can you email me? And a lot of you emailed me when I asked you to email me, and you didn't know what I wanted. I just was reading your comments, and in your comments, you was like, I want to grow food. I just don't know what to do, and all of that, right? And we were like, hey, let's send them some seeds. Let's get them started. And we went in our seed supply, and we sent you seeds. We didn't charge nothing, right? We literally were looking out for one another. We literally was covering down for one another. We were covering down for one another. And to me, that's amazing, because that's the kind of community that we're going to need to get through the times that we're in right now. We're going to have each other's backs, right? There's not no underlying motive or anything like that. Because don't nobody like a slick Rick, right? So there's no underlying motive to help somebody. I was taught you don't do a favor seeking gain. You don't do no favors seeking gain, seeking to get over, being an opportunist. That you don't do favors because you might want to seize an opportunity. I remember when we had the tornado to hit our homestead. And so we got so many emails from random people who wanted to come and help with the cleanup. However, they wanted to bring their film crews and they wanted to film this and film that. And we're like, what? We'll do this by ourselves. We don't need that kind of help. We don't need that kind of help. If you promote our channel, we'll come and do this. What? See, if it starts with if you do this, then we'll do this. You're not helping me. You're not helping me. You would never just help on your own. You wouldn't do that for your fellow man or woman, your neighbor. If there's not something in it for you to gain, then you ain't lending a helping hand. That's not what we did for one another. We literally had each other's backs, you all. And to me, just thinking about all of the things that my friends said, like, man, it was probably one of the most beautiful displays of community and people helping one another that I had been a part of on a level like this. There was nobody forcing anybody to do anything, right? Nobody was asking anybody to do anything, right? It wasn't even like that. It's just that we saw a need and we wanted to. You wanted to fulfill a need. If you were able, you did. If you weren't able, you just prayed. Right? You just prayed for the people who needed help. So I honestly think, you all, the Cannon Squad is amazing. The Homestead Heart viewers, especially during that time, 2020, 2021, when we were going through all of this, we came through for each other. And I hope we will remember that. I hope we will remember how we started bonding and coming together over a common goal, which was survival. Which was survival. Right? It didn't matter what your race was. It didn't matter what your religion was. It didn't matter which political party you were a part of, or if you weren't a part of a political party at all. It didn't matter if you wore your hair in an afro or with locks like I do, or if you wore it curly, long, straight. If you were old or young, big or small. None of those things even matter, whether you lived in the suburbs or in the country, whether you lived in the hoods or wherever you may have lived. None of that mattered. The only goal we had was we need to come together so that we can help one another through this very difficult time. And that's what many of us did for one another, no strings attached. I just thought it was a beautiful topic to share with you all today. My beautiful friend in DC is an amazing person. And she really does say some things that, make me go, wow, really? Makes me think sometimes, Yeah. And she says it all the time. The super subs be coming through. And I'm like, they do. They do. They shine it on. They come through. They shine it on. We even in the comment section. I mean, that's on one level, but even in the comment section, sometimes I see people can have an issue with something, and if I can't get to the comment fast enough, and a lot of times I can't, you know, but it's people in the comments be going in and be telling them, this what you got to do, this how you can solve that, this what you need to do, this, if you do it this way, you'll have it, you know, be coming through for one another. And they be like, wow, thank you so much. I didn't know that. That was great information. Yeah. We have the best subscribers. I believe we have the best subscribers. And we truly, truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. We really do. We really thank you so much. We thank you so much for just always being here for us, for viewing our channel, for watching the content and sharing the content, liking and commenting and all of that. We appreciate all of that, you know. I appreciate the emails that I get. I hate that I can't like check them all, you know, because I will be sitting there all day long checking emails. And I hate that I can't just get to them all, and I don't have a secretary. I don't have that. But I do try to answer as many of them as I can. I do, you know. But y'all, I'm telling you, we really appreciate y'all for being awesome. And just remember that, because times are about to get harder. Listen, you all, 2020 was a practice run. 2020 was a practice run. This ain't over. This is just the beginning. So don't let your guards down. Don't get relaxed. Don't start chilling out now. Keep going. Keep working. Keep building up your food supply. I tell you one thing that really had me overjoyed this morning. When my daughter said, oh yes, I want to learn how to can. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I want to learn how to can. I'm like, really? And I said, well, you know what? You know, that's my granddaughter that comes to visit her mother. And my granddaughter, because they on break right now, my granddaughter said, well, Grandma, she ain't as good as us, but. And I said, don't worry, baby, we'll help her through it. Because my granddaughter, 10 years old, she's very good. You know, she doesn't do it often. She only cans when she comes here. But it never ceases to amaze me that what I've taught her, she hasn't forgotten it. She come back here and she dive into the kitchen and start pressure canning or water bath canning, whatever we got to do. She in it to win it with her grandma, okay? And she know what she doing. She know what she doing. So I told her, don't worry, baby, we're going to help your mom. So y'all don't give up. This ain't the time to stop. This ain't the time to slow down. Actually, you need to pick up the pace. Actually, you need to pick up the pace. Why? Why? Because things are available. Depending on where you are. Things are available. Now, yeah, it's going to be expensive. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. But at least it's there. For right now, right? It's there. Because we remember a time when it wasn't there. Yeah, we remember a time when it wasn't there. That was terrible, wasn't it? You remember, a lot of you suffered that. Especially in 2020. A lot of you went through it. In 2021, a lot of you went through it. Some people didn't, they say. Depending on where you were. But a lot of people really suffered some things. When things just started disappearing off the shelf. And there was none left and they didn't know when they was going to get it back in. Or if. So now that you have an opportunity to go to the market, you probably be able to get your hands on some whole chickens, and you can cut them up and can them. You know, we just processed a batch of chickens not long ago, and the way I do our chickens is I don't put them in the little baggies and shrink wrap them anymore. I don't go through all that. It is an extra step. It takes a little extra time. I don't do all of that no more. Once those chickens start chilling, when I'm ready to put them up, I literally take my knife and I cut out the back and the neck. That's it. And then I put the backs and necks in a pot. I take my chicken, because it's butterflied now, and I just press it down to mash the bones in. And then I'll do my best to dry it a bit and put it in a freezer bag. And it lays flat. Because see, when it's a whole chicken and it's bulky, I can get more flat chickens in my freezer than I can big bulky birds. So if I got 25 birds that I'm doing, my freezer not going to hold 25 chickens. Or what if I'm doing 50? My freezer not going to hold 50 chickens. Forget about 75 or 100. My freezer not going to hold all of that. But I bet I can get them in there if I flatten them out by butterflying them, by taking out the backs and necks. And then I can get them in there with no problems. And those backs and necks go in my roaster, and that's my broth. That's my stock, whatever I'm making. They don't go to waste. No. You know? So if you can get your hands on the whole chickens or whatever, cut them up, can them, freeze them, however you're going to do it. Do it. If you're going to get your vegetables, we get ours from Azure Standard. We appreciate, by the way, because it shows us when people support the Homestead Heart Link for Azure Standard, we'll get a message letting us know that you supported Azure Standard by using our link. We don't get paid from them or nothing. You know, we don't get a check, but we do get a kickback from them, right? And that allows us to be able to use that to be able to help us here on the farm as well. And that's you getting what you getting, but it don't cost you a dime extra when you do that and just use the Homestead Heart Link, right? So everybody that has done that, we see who you are, and we thank y'all so much for doing that for us, because that means a lot to us. You don't understand, but it does mean a lot to us when you all support us, because you can just order direct from Azure Standard without using anybody's link, right? You can do that, but you chose to use our link, and that means so much to us. We thank y'all so much for that. But whether you go to Azure and order your 50 pounds of carrots or your onions or whatever it is that you want to get from them in the way of produce, potatoes and whatnot, get them. Get your jars, but get them. I learned from one of our viewers when they said to me, I'm going to paraphrase this, but she said to me, man, I wish I could say it just like she said it, because it really, that's what went like boom, right? But she said to me, for every case of jars that she purchases 2 boxes of lids to go with that jar, because that will allow her to use that case of jars 3 times, right? That means if she's whatever she's canning it for the year, okay? So when those lids come off, if she has to get rid of those lids, well, she got lids for 2 more years for that single case. That way she never runs out of lids. Never run out of lids. So if she buy 2 cases of jars, she's buying 4 boxes of lids. So that's 3 years worth of lids, because you got the lids that come with the jars, and then you have 2 extra boxes. That's a 3-year supply. So for every case she got a 3-year supply. That made me go, what? That makes the world of sense to me. And I'm always thinking along the 5-year line, right? I'm always thinking minimum 5. Everything for me is minimum 5. I need 5 years out of it at least if I'm going to can a lot of it. And if I'm not going to get 5 years out of it, I'm probably not doing a lot of it, right? I'm probably going to do just a few jaws here and there. But if I can't get 5 years out of it, I don't really bother too much. Because I'm looking ahead, right? I'm looking forward, right? But it started me to thinking after I went through, and she sent me that email. It wasn't an email. It was in a letter in the lids that she sent to me. It was in a letter. And I started thinking, man, how come I never saw it that way? Because I would just go, if I see a case of jars, I'll just grab the case of jars and keep it moving. And then every now and then, if I seen the lids, I grab some lids and keep it moving. You know, but it wasn't specific like that. And so for me, 5 years, like if I'm going to get a case of quartz, hopefully I can get my hands on at least 4 additional boxes of lids. That will give me a 5-year supply for that one case, right? So she told me I have some lids to share. So she delved into her little supply to help Mrs. Homestead Hart. What more can I mean, it's like, man. And I remember saying to myself, after receiving all those lids, because so many of you, I didn't ask anybody to send me lids. I just was saying, let me know if you find some where I can order them from, let me know, but not them lids from China. You know, I wasn't doing that. So a lot of you like took it to another level and sent me lids, and I'm forever grateful for that. But I said to myself, this will never happen to me again. So I learned a valuable lesson there. It's not enough to go and buy a case of jars for your canning project right then. But what about when you open them jars? You still need lids to put on them if you're going to can something else. Why not plan ahead? I can't believe I didn't think of that. I can't believe it didn't dawn on me that way. But that's okay. It was a lesson learned, and I only have to learn it once. So now that I know better, when you know better, you do better, right? So now that I know better, I will never do that again. That will never happen to me again. So I'm sharing that with you all as well, so that when you go to the store to get your jars, I know they not $9.99 no more. They're not $10.99 no more. Them babies are banging $15 a box. $15 for a quart size case of regular mouth canning jars. $15. Wow. And a little better than 5 years ago, I was able to get that same case for like $6.99. And here we are at $15. Yeah. The times we in. So when you start thinking about prices, it's too high, I'm not buying that, stop. If you can afford to get it, get it. Because I guarantee you, a few months from now, either it's going to be even higher or they not going to have it at all. And me and my friend, we both was like, when it came to the salmon and we found that deal on that case of salmon, I mean, it was a great deal. I don't want to say how much it cost because I don't want to get it wrong. But if I had to guesstimate, I want to say it was around $55 for a 10-pound case. And we both were kicking ourselves because we didn't get but one. Went back, no, 2. I got 2. And then we were kicking ourselves because we went back just a few short weeks later. And that salmon was $110 a case. No, it was $40 a case, I believe. and went back in a few weeks and it was $110 for a 10-pound case of salmon. And as much as we love our salmon, yes, we were really kicking ourselves because something told us we should have got more. Something told us we should have just went ahead and made the sacrifice with the financial investment into our food future. But we didn't. So we made a vow. Mr. H helped to get me straight on this a lot of times. But we made a vow. If it's something that we need, we don't like the price, we gonna let ourselves know, oh, I hate this price, this is too high. But when we get through all of that, we finna buy it. Because if I'm paying $15 for it today, it might be $25 in a couple of months. And then I know I'm not buying it. So now I know I need to get it right now while I can. So don't sleep on this thing, y'all. Don't go to sleep now. Don't go to sleep, y'all. Don't fall asleep. Now's not the time. It's time to pick up the pace. Yeah. All right, y'all. That's it. Big shout out to my friend in DC. Big shout out to our beautiful viewers who was coming through. The Cannon Squad is on it. Whoa. We appreciate all of you, really. We appreciate everybody encouraging everybody to keep going in the comment section, motivating everybody to keep canning, motivating everybody to dehydrate your food, freeze dry your food. However, you got to put your food away, right? Pickling your food, fermenting your food. However you got to do it, do it. Do it. Do it. Y'all, we appreciate each and every one of you. That's going to do it for this video. Thank y'all so much again for watching Homestead Heart, for joining us, for being a part of the Cannon Squad, for supporting the Cannon Squad. Thank y'all so much. We're going to have to change this from a squad to a brigade because it's so many of us. It's so many of us now. And my daughter who want to learn how to can now, oh yeah, we finna make that happen, Captain. I don't know what I got to do or how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make sure she start canning her own food. Yes, I am. I don't care if I have to give her, you know, those video lessons with one-on-one. I'm going to make sure she learn this. Because it's not very often that, you know, our young people get interested in this. And I always get excited when a young person say, I want to learn how to can. Or when a young person say, I'm finna start canning, Mrs. H. I always get so excited. I don't know why. But it just blows me away when I hear that from somebody in their 30s and 20s, you know. Makes me feel real good. Makes me happy that they want to learn these skills that are so valuable to have, especially if you are a parent, mother or father. These skills are so valuable. Yes, they are. Don't think a man can't can now. You see Lead Farmer 73? Bro over there canning everything. He over there canning up a storm too, right? So we just have to keep it going, you all. It's so many YouTubers that are out there canning. It's so many of them out there canning. Some of them will let me know that, you know, hey, we canning your butter and we're going to do a video on it on our channel. You know, some people will let me know that, you know, they giving me the nod, you know, and some people don't. But I don't care. I'm just excited to see people canning. To tell you the truth, I'm just glad to see people, look, do it. Do it. I don't care where you get it from. Do it. It doesn't matter to me who you watched it and learned it from. The only thing that matters to me is that you do it. Best wishes. That's all I want. I just want to see you putting this food away so you can take care of yourself and your family, feed them babies, right? That's all that matters to Mrs. H and Mr. H We want to see y'all make it through. That's it, y'all. I'm finna go now. I just wanted to come on and just say thank you. Because she and I really were having a beautiful discussion. I'm like, yeah. Cannon Squad came through. They was on fire. I love the way we came together. Yeah, I loved it. And the spirit was beautiful, and the energy was beautiful. In the midst of all of that madness, the energy was still good. So thank y'all so much for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm going to see y'all in the next video.